My name is Guido Scherb. I work at ZBW and I'm the coordinator of the Leibniz Research Alliance 2.0. And today at the Science 2.0 conference, I'm here with Professor Tsui. He is from the Department of Industrial and Systems Engineering from the Polytechnic University in Hong Kong. Today we are talking about MOOCs, and I have a first question. In your LinkedIn profile, there's a quote from you, and it's you said there, "I never teach my students. I only attempt to provide the conditions in which they can learn." And how does this apply to MOOCs? Are MOOCs a more effective teaching tool?
Well, thank you very much. You are right. You know, I rarely just talk directly on the concepts. Rather, I may go through use of interviews and other teaching processes to enlighten my students about various concepts, so that you know, the interesting issues get revealed, and through those, I inspire my students to pursue more and more learning from quality sources, learning from each other, and learning from you know, even graduates. So that has been working quite well for me.
So how do you explain the high number of dropouts in MOOCs? So do you see it a certain problem? What were solutions for that?
Right, I can offer my explanation. I believe there are at least three major types of people taking MOOCs, right? First type is people just want to know a little bit about that concept. They you know, didn't have the you know, mentality to continue with the course anyway. The second type of people is, you know, they sample the course and they believe that, hey, you know, I can go and hunt for a local university to take. So they discontinue with the MOOC and sign up for one of the courses offered by the local institution. And the third group of people really are those people who are, you know, seriously interested in the MOOC, and you'll find that many of those actually continue and hopefully complete the MOOC as well.
Are there any difference between MOOCs that are launched, for example, in Europe and, for example, that are launched at Asian universities?
Yes, I believe so. You know, predominantly speaking, many of the European universities and American universities, especially North American universities, the name and fame are much you know, higher, and the brand means a lot of things to many students. So therefore, just about you know, all sort of courses offered by those universities will be very, very popular. Now, in contrast, there are also a lot of you know, distinguished universities in Asia, and those universities, when they come to launch the MOOCs, they would have to be focused more on their own niches and also the geographical advantages. For example, at our university, the Hong Kong Polytechnic University, several of our MOOCs is about you know, traveling in China, you know, how to find work in an English-speaking environment for Asian students, and also doing business in China. So you find that many of the universities in the Asian region, they tend to focus and leverage on the uniqueness and the strength in order to compete with the Ivy Leagues in Europe and also in North America.
Okay, and now if we all look into the future, what do you think? Now you just described the current state, but in the next years, what are the upcoming MOOC trends?
Okay, I think we all agree that MOOC has been around for at least about 3.5 years. So there was a lot of hype and excitement. Indeed, to me, it's over-excitement about MOOCs. Now, things become to settle down. Those MOOCs that can survive need to find a viable business model. So in other words, how to fund it, how to make sure that students actually can learn something tangible from it. Now we're beginning to see a new breed of MOOCs. For example, some universities separate the MOOCs in 2 levels. The introductory courses are free. The more advanced in-depth courses, they start to charge. All right, so universities are starting to offer those verified certificates, which again, you know, cost a little bit more than the honor code certificates for people to pursue. But for those verified certificate courses, it does generate a much, much higher level of participation and also completion in the MOOC. So be very interesting to see how the MOOC, if you like, journey will pan out in the next few years.
One last question. You know the Gartner hype cycle. So I was wondering, where are MOOCs now?
Well, I think they are just over the peak and starting to go into a bit of disillusionment. And therefore, as I said earlier, you know, finding a viable business model, a unique one for each and every one of the universities launching the MOOC is important for the survival and sustainability.
So, to sum up, a viable business model is crucial for the future success of MOOCs.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.